Welcome to the Instagram stories for Friday, April 15th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Let's talk about some very small recent updates to Instagram, as well as some things that are coming that have been uncovered by some of the reverse engineering hacker world, mostly Alessandro Paluzzi. We'll get to that. First, new on the Instagram app is the ability to update your Instagram bio with a link to your Facebook profile. You can remove it at any time by editing your profile. You'll see a box that pops up with your name and it says, help people on Instagram find you on Facebook. Clearly, this speaks to the fact that Instagram is having more growth than Facebook, and the Facebook team wants to capitalize on how much growth Instagram is having and pick up some of that if possible. Not a huge fan of this feature, but maybe that's because I just don't spend enough time on Facebook these days. Reverse engineering hacker Alessandro Paluzzi uncovered two things that Instagram is working on. The first is safe browsing. This is an option that you can turn on in your settings under security, and it says turn on safe browsing to get warnings when potentially unsafe sites may be trying to steal private information. It's unclear exactly what this is referring to, but I think it would be something like when someone perhaps on the other side of the planet is trying to access your account and trying to log in with your username. You would get some kind of warning. Maybe that's what it's referring to, I'm not sure. Alessandro Paluzzi also uncovered that Instagram is working on collaborative collections. Before I get into what collaborative collections potentially are, let's just talk about collections. If you want to save posts on Instagram to come back to later, you have the ability to save them. But if you start saving a lot of posts, it's hard to find the things that you were really looking for. So you can build something called a collection, which is where you can group certain posts together. Maybe you save a bunch of tutorials that have to do with makeup or hair. You could save those all in one group, and then you could find the one that you want quickly. Instagram is working on collaborative collections, meaning that you could create a saved collection in a DM in order to organize and get back to all the posts that you want to look at again, and you could do that with other people. So you could say, hey, we're going to go to Manhattan. Let's make a collaborative collection of all the restaurants that we want to go to or all the dishes that we want to try or whatever. And you could do that in a DM, which I think is a really interesting concept and gets you utilizing DMs more. Could you do that in text messages? Sure, but it's a lot harder to share the posts from Instagram to a text message. It wouldn't appear graphically, but if you did it in the DM, you'd see the post picture right there. So I think that's a really good concept and a great idea to get people using the DMs more. And now, because it's Friday, we're going to do Feature Friday. But before we do, here's a quick word from our sponsor, #Slayer.com. #Slayer.com is the easy Instagram hashtag tool that helps save you time and get you more views. I really love this app, not just because I use it myself, but because the makers are a family business. You can start growing your Instagram at #Slayer.com, and you can upgrade using coupon code IGStories to get your first month completely free. If you want to go directly there, check the link in the show notes. Let's get into Feature Friday, where we talk about a feature of the Instagram app you might have forgotten about or didn't know existed. And today, I want to talk about guides. If you're not familiar, guides allow you to create a collection of posts to share with others publicly. You can create different types of guides, like places, products, and posts. If you do places, for instance, you can recommend places in your city and beyond. Let's say that you live in a specific town and you know the best places to get drinks or do something else fun in your town. You could make a collection of other people's posts or a collection of your posts, or mix those two, so some of yours and some of other people's, and showcase what the best things about your town are. You can also do the same thing with products. Maybe you want to pull together a collection of posts of your favorite protein-based products at Costco. I don't know, I'm just giving an example. You could either find posts that you've made in the past about those products or from the companies themselves. What's cool is when you use someone else's post, they get a notification about it, that you're using it in a guide. Since not too many people use guides, this is a really great way to stand out. Maybe you want to do some kind of brand deal or UGC creator content with one of those companies whose posts you're featuring. Guides are a great way to get started in doing that. Check out guides if you have not used them before. That's going to do it for today's show. Be sure to come back on Monday for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and more.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.